Welcome back everybody. Happy New Year to you. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas and New Year. I certainly have. Nice relaxing time, but like most of us, back to work today, and today's video is going to focus on all of my favourite or my best styling tips all in one video. And we're going to look at everything from how to balance out your figure through to what type of shoes to wear with wide leg jeans, through to what sort of shoes to wear with tight jeans. How do you wear a baggy jumper? How do you wear a tight jumper? And literally everything in between. So in order to get through that much content, I am going to voice over the majority of this video. I'm going to start off today with the most important styling tip for every single one of you out there. It applies to all of the different body shapes. And it's the foundation of what will make everything you wear look good. So let's get started. Okay, so styling tip number one, it is all about balance. Most of you out there will not fit perfectly into the apple shape, the pear shape, the strawberry shape. Most of you are going to be combinations of many shapes. So for now, forget about what shape you think you're closest to. What I want you to think about is this. This is the hourglass figure. So what we mean by that is that the shoulders and the hips are perfectly aligned and the waist goes in by about 8 to 10 inches. What we need to do is get your shape back into an hourglass shape. And regardless of your shape, you can achieve it. And how we do it is like this. Okay, so first of all, I want you to think about your widest area. So on me, it is my hip area. So this is your starting point to recreate your hourglass shape. I can't do anything about that width, so that's why it's the starting point. So the first thing I need to do is wear something, just like I'm doing right now, that is going to broaden my shoulders to give me the other part of the hourglass shape. So my shoulders and my hips now are pretty much perfectly aligned. When I do that, it's going to recreate that really lovely hourglass shape. If I hadn't got these shoulder pads on, for example, I can't really recreate it right now, but if I hadn't, you'd see that my shoulders are slimmer than my hips, and then suddenly my hips are going to look bigger in comparison. So the shoulder pad here is helping to balance out that area and it will draw my waist in. So if you're an apple shape, for example, and your central torso here is your widest part, then that becomes your starting point of your hourglass shape. And it means you need to broaden your shoulders and broaden your hips, and then what was your widest part will suddenly look like your smallest part, and you will have recreated this hourglass shape. If you are broad on top, for example, on your shoulders or your bust area, then you need to balance it out down the bottom by broadening your hip area and putting you back into the hourglass shape. Trust me that when you do this, you will look like you've dropped a dress size. Do not worry about the words broadening, because overall you will look smaller. And that's the fundamentals of styling. It's recreating the balanced proportions. And just as a side note, the suit that I have got on right now is currently in the sale. It's from Reese. I did show it over on my Instagram channel, and I know a lot of you are interested in it. It's got a little slit, as you can see, up the side there. It's beautiful. It's got these little diamante sort of gemstones on. It's fantastic for all body shapes. The only body shape actually it doesn't work on is a strawberry, because the shoulders pads are quite significant. But remember that shoulder pads being significant is going to reduce your bust area, it's going to make your waist look smaller, and the trousers are beautiful because they'll either add volume for those who need it around here, or they will just skim over the hip area like they do on myself. So a really beautiful one. I think it was about £280 and it's now down to £130 last time I looked, but they had all sizes available as well. So styling tip number 2 focuses on the leisure wear mistakes that I see time and time again. So as you can see in this outfit, we've gone fairly light on the bottoms with the green trousers and the lighter trainers, but then the black jacket adds a very dark element to the whole outfit. The actual jacket itself is more the type of jacket that you might go rambling in or climbing a mountain in. It's not necessarily the best jacket to be conducive to making a stylish daytime leisure wear outfit. Nor should you be pairing this type of outfit with loafers and a nicer bag. The two just don't contrast well. The key to looking stylish in your casual wear is to keep the colours tonal. It doesn't need to be as light as I'm wearing right now, and usually my starting point would either be my trainers and picking up colours within those, or I would look at my outerwear and then try and match my gym wear to my outerwear or to my trainers. Notice how, because I'm wearing tight leggings, I've gone oversized with the jumper. That just helps to balance things out. If we go tight on top and tight on the bottom, then we're definitely going to look more mumsy. Now, if we just compare the two images here, the one on the right is all very tonal. It looks modern, it looks fresh, and I could do any sort of errands in that and not feel too embarrassed. And if we wanted to elevate that up a little further, then I'd get out my long wool coat and I would add that to the mix instead. This really does elevate the final look. Now you could add some darker colours into the mix, but always make sure that you're wearing two pieces of the same colour at any one time. That way they will tone in with the lighter colours and the two pieces together will draw the whole of the outfit together. If you just went for one black cap and didn't wear any other pieces of black, then you might find the outfit looks a bit disjointed. Something else I see all the time is when people pair an oversized jumper with a baggy jogging pant. There's no balance that's being created here whatsoever. Everything's too big and baggy. When I pull up the jumper, it doesn't even help then, to be honest. It's still too baggy across the entire of the frame. So to rectify this, first of all, I always go for a matching jogging pant set. Personally, I think it looks more styled and put together. And secondly, I don't go oversized on the top. So the basic rule is if you go baggy on the bottom, then you can afford to go slightly tighter on the top. The overcoat here is also balancing everything out, and teamed with a lovely little hat from Varley, it really pulls the whole of the outfit together. Notice how I've kept a white band showing as well between the grey jogging pants set. That just helps break up the outfit up and gives a little bit of interest in between. On my feet, I've gone for a tonal track boot. I haven't gone for a dark boot, as the dark boot would throw the balance off from the entire outfit. If I was going to add a dark boot, I would also add one other piece that was also dark. A really easy way to add some trend into your casual wardrobe is to add a black stirrup legging. Now, if you've got really slender, skinny legs, but your torso is broader, then you actually don't want to show off your slender legs, because when you do so, you're going to make your top half look a lot broader. Remember, it's all about balance. And a long overcoat like this will give you the breadth that you need across your lower area. Or if that's not the case and your legs are pretty much well in balance, then you could always wear a blazer like I'm doing here. And I've just paired it with a jumper from H&M, and the blazer actually is gorgeous. It's from Anine Bing, but I will link an alternative one that I've also got from H&M, which is also very nice. Now, a really easy way to elevate this outfit is to add some earrings in, add a necklace and some nice detail, maybe a nice little feather bag like I've done here, take off the jumper, and all I'm wearing here is a black blazer, bra underneath, some leggings and some heeled shoes and a little bit of fancy jewellery and a fancy bag. It's a really easy way to take that casual outfit from day to night. Avoid ankle straps if you're going to wear a stirrup legging, and instead pair either with a court shoe, or I've got mine paired with a small slingback shoe. Matching your shoes to your jeans. Here we've got a wide leg flared jean on, paired with a dark heavy track boot and oversized jumper. None of it's in balance. The shoes are way too heavy and look very workmanlike, and the jumper is far too big and oversized, and what you're ending up with is too much fabric across the entire outfit. So let's start by changing the shoes up for something lighter. We've gone for just a white platform Converse because, quite frankly, I need the extra height. Next, we're going to tuck in the jumper and roll up the sleeves. Tucking up the jumper will make my legs look longer and will offer some differentiation between the jumper and the baggy part of the jean. So now the leg looks longer and the jumper actually looks smaller. Next, we have exactly the same pair of jeans, but I've got on a shorter cardigan, which I've just tucked up in the front, and then I've paired it with some very small kitten heels. They're also pointed, so that's going to make my legs look longer as well. Now, the key here is that the heel on the shoes is exactly the same size as the platform on my Converse trainers. That allows me to go from daytime to a more elevated look really smoothly and without changing my entire outfit. Look what happens when I pull out my cardigan and create a straight line. My legs now are going to look a lot shorter. So all we're doing is creating a little half tuck right in the middle, and that will lengthen your legs quite considerably. Unless you're wearing an ankle grazer jean, don't wear dark shoes with a long, wide leg jean. It looks too bottom heavy and doesn't particularly look very stylish. Instead, just keep to a white fresh trainer and the overall look will be a lot more modern and less heavy and more balanced. Now this next look will no doubt take some of you back to the 80s as I pair a light coloured straight-legged jean with a suede ankle boot. But the ankle boots are pointed, they've also got a bit of a heel on them, and both of these features is going to help lengthen my leg. However, this look can look very dated, especially if you pair it with a tighter, less oversized jumper. When I do pull in my jumper, first of all, it's going to make my hips look bigger, but also it's going to date the outfit quite considerably. Always remember the rule, tighter on the bottom, looser on the top. Next, we have an ankle grazer jean. Now, an ankle grazer jean you can wear with pretty much any type of shoe. They are really, really versatile. Here I'm wearing them with a black pair of chunky loafers. The fact that my ankles are on show will make my legs look slimmer, and overall it gives a very stylish look. However, I get a lot of you say to me, what do I do in the winter when my ankles are cold? Then the answer is fairly simple, and that is just wear a sock boot or an ankle type of boot, but pair them again with an ankle grazer jean. That means that your ankles will still remain the smallest part of you. And just a close up on those boots for you. Notice how the neck of the boot is actually quite long. You don't want that boot short in the neck area because then it will compete with the length of the ankle grazer jeans. The heels on all of my boots are also very small. That's to keep things practical so I can walk in them and also so I can swap between my trainers. And just to show you that a track boot also works really well with an ankle grazer jean as well. And here I've got on one in a lighter colour and the other one in a black. Both works. Now, if you are petite like myself, or you've got super skinny legs compared to your broader upper torso, then a long overcoat will work really well to elongate your frame. Or if you're not, then a shorter coat helps to balance out the chunkier boot on the bottom. But don't wear a shorter coat if you've got really super slim legs for the reasons I've just given. It just completely unbalances your figure out. And I know you believe your legs to be the best part of you, but when there is such a big disproportion between your top and your bottom, then trust me, you will look bigger. And I just wanted to show you here the difference between adding a few simple accessories to an outfit versus not accessorizing at all. So it really doesn't matter what colour your shoes are, but it does matter how you finish an outfit off. Shoes to wear with wide leg trousers. Avoid a dark track boot with wide leg trousers. It looks workmanlike and very bottom heavy because all of the loose fabric and dark heavy shoe is all around the bottom area. So you might think a slimmer style of boot might work better. And I suppose it does to a certain degree. But to me, it still looks very dated. It looks quite office-like and doesn't really look that casual, just very sort of dark and uninteresting. Instead, one option is to keep it really simple by adding in a pair of white fresh trainers. It gives a much more youthful look and one that can be dressed up really easily. And one way you can do that is to add a nice long wool coat. You can probably see now a theme is going across this video that a long wool coat serves you really well with virtually every type of outfit. It's not the type of coat that needs to stay in your wardrobe for special occasions. It's the type of coat that you need to be wearing on a day-to-day basis. Now, another way of wearing a wide leg trouser is to dress it up slightly. And here I've added a belt for detail. I've got a feather handbag. And on the right, you can see I've paired it with a strappy black shoe. Now, I favour a strappy black shoe over a dark shoe that you can see in the picture on the left-hand side. To me, pairing a black boot with a black trouser just looks a little bit dated and a little bit darker and just duller, I suppose. When we've got a strappy shoe on and some of our flesh is showing, then it adds a lot more interest to the outfit. Why your basics aren't working for you. The most common reason is because everything is simply too tight. The striped top is nice in itself, but it needs to be at least 1 to 2 sizes bigger. The jeans are too tight, and we've paired them with a normal running exercise type of trainer. Let's start by just picking a slightly baggier top. It doesn't have to be ridiculously oversized, but just something which is going to be body skimming rather than body tight on you. So now let's change up the trainers. All we have to do is add in something more modern like a Converse trainer. Now on the right, that whole outfit is starting to look really nice. And the reason for that is because it's been paired with a long overcoat, which is helping to balance out the tight jeans. On the left-hand side, I've paired it with something that I see all the time, which is somebody pairing an outfit like this with more of a practical outdoorsy type of jacket. And this is often a common mistake that people make with their basics wardrobe. They don't think about the entire outfit. They don't think about finishing it off with a nice jacket. They just grab whatever was on the hook as they go out of the door. And then that ruins all the nice basics underneath it. So for a capsule wardrobe to work, you need to think about the entire outfit from accessories, outerwear, and everything in between. A pair of wide leg elasticated waisted trousers is definitely one of my most favourite pieces in my basic wardrobe. Make sure that you pair with a pair of trainers, and the key here is not to go too oversized on top, as when you do, you're going to make yourself look bigger all the way over. So if you're baggier on the bottom, go slightly more fitted on the top. Make sure that the trousers are long enough. You don't want them scraping the floor, but you don't want them at the dodgy length whereby they don't look long, nor do they look short. That type of look will date you. Pair with a modern style of jacket like this one. I find shorter jackets are easier to wear with a long wide leg trouser. Sometimes if we're small like myself and I wear a long overcoat over a wide leggy trouser, then sometimes the whole thing can overwhelm my frame. But if you're tall, you shouldn't have that type of issue. Oh dear, here's another example where everything is just too tight and I look much bigger across my entire frame. So here we're wearing a pair of black leather trousers, we've got some black ankle boots on and a cashmere jumper, which if the sizes were different would actually look really, really nice. So let's have a look at what it looks like when we add in a baggier jumper. There we go. That's a lot more balanced. So the baggy jumper is balanced out by the chunky nature of the trainers, and the black trousers are more fitted rather than skin tight. The ankle grazer there allows us to wear a loafer with them. It would allow us to wear a high top Converse, and any sort of sock boot would also look great. Add in a bag to bring in the colour of the trousers and your outfit will look lovely and pulled together. You could go lighter on the shoe like I've done here with these lighter coloured loafers, and that looks quite a lot fresher, but it's down to personal taste as to what type of shoes you like to wear with this type of outfit. One thing I can say is that the picture on the right looks a lot more sophisticated than the picture on the left. And all we've done here is added a long coat and a very small, tiny heel from Zara. But it just shows you how sometimes when you go up a size, it doesn't make you look bigger, it actually makes you look smaller. Another reason why your basics may not be working for you is because you're failing to accessorize. It's not enough just to put the jacket, the jumper and the jeans on. You must start to think about the finishing pieces. So here we're going to add a belt to this simple outfit, and all we're wearing here is a cashmere jumper, a pair of jeans from H&M and a blazer from H&M. But just have a look to see the difference that the accessories will make to it. We start by adding the belt, then a ring and some more jewellery, maybe some statement earrings and a bag, and the outfit looks really nice and complete and put together. So if we put that image alongside the image without the accessories, then hopefully you'll see that one looks a lot better. It looks finished, it looks styled, and that's the difference between you just getting dressed and looking styled. It's the accessories. So don't neglect them and make them a priority as part of your wardrobe. How to prevent a shopping trip disaster. You head to the shops, you find a gorgeous skirt that you like, you try it on. But instead of wearing a white t-shirt to the shops, because you know that's going to go with absolutely everything, you try it on with the jumper that you've got on, and you always leave your socks on. Now, that look is not good on anyone. And this is where people then stop. They say they don't like the skirt and they run out of the shops all disheartened. What you need to do is start by taking the socks off. That alone will make a huge difference, let alone now finding a top that's going to go with the skirt. And you can do this in the shopping centre, or if you're like me, I wear a white t-shirt or a white base layer every time I go shopping. Now we can start to think about building up the outfit. So you could easily grab a pair of shoes whilst you're in the shopping centre, or if you're a trainer girl and you wear your trainers with everything, then pop your trainers into the bag because you know you're going to want to pair things with it. All I've done now is added a really simple black blazer. Again, I could have grabbed this off the shelf, or if I wanted to wear my blazer from home, I would have taken my blazer with me. So we could change up the trainers at this stage, perhaps to elevate the look a little bit, and instead we could pair them with a black sock boot. Now, going from the one look with the blazer to the other look with the jumper wasn't difficult. It just means that when you're trying on that skirt that you love, that you pick up other items that you think is going to work with them, or you take those items along with you in your bag. So here, for example, if I was looking for a skirt to go with my leather jacket and a t-shirt, I would have popped those into my shopping bag before I left home. So think about the whole outfit and not just singular items. How to layer with ease. Now, there's not much that's going on right with this outfit. So firstly, there's too many different lengths going on. The cardigan is at that neither short nor long length, so the skirt is sticking out way too much. And don't wear a high neck top when you're layering. It'll make the outfit feel bulkier and you will look bigger on top. The shoes are also too flat, and the loafer style with the pleated skirt makes it look incredibly old-fashioned. Let's start by putting a lower round neck white top on with it. Showing more flesh like that is going to be a lot more feminine than wearing a high neck top when you're layering. We've also gone for a longer cardigan. This is going to elongate the frame and it's not going to cut the skirt off as much as the other cardigan did. We've also chosen a longer boot here, so you haven't got so many breaks in the silhouette. So overall though, I would style it up with something like this. So a denim shirt, I think, contrasts really nicely with the more traditional pleated skirt and stops the overall look from looking dated. In contrast to the long cardigan, I wanted to show you the benefits of wearing a shorter blazer with a skirt like this. So the shorter length of the blazer means that we can pair it with a pair of shorter sock-like boots because the breaks in the fabric and the silhouette are much further apart than they were when we were wearing a long cardigan. The long wool coat also works very well over the skirt because the coat is about the same length as the skirt, maybe slightly longer, and when we pair it with some long high heel boots which are about up to the knee, we don't have any further break points in the silhouette, so it creates a very long, lean, elegant look. Back to a short jacket again to show you that every single one of these jackets has either been tonal with the skirt, or when I've introduced a new colour, in the example of the black jacket, then I've matched the black jacket with some black boots. So the key to layering is either being tonal, or if you add in a new colour, you need to make sure that you've got two pieces of that same colour and you're wearing them both at the same time. And that's the key to layering and looking stylish. So that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I will be with you next week when I am filming with pear-shaped model actually. She really does want my help for her bottom area. She has what we call a shelf bottom. So at the bottom, the contrast between where her back lies and her bottom is quite significant, and it's not a sort of a slow curve like that. It's quite a definite curve like that. So we're going to see if we can help her. I'm sure we will, and I look forward to bringing you that next week. If you can press that subscribe button, I would be very, very grateful, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.